Lipstick, lies, and leftover lobster rolls. I was lying in bed, or rather festering in it, wide-eyed and sleep-deprived, marinating in the puddle of my own regrets. My back was throbbing like a boy band's bass line, thanks to a minor car accident 2 years ago that left my body twisted and my love life even worse off. And of course, as always, my brain was playing Trauma, the musical starring yours truly. Was it a bit dramatic? Possibly, but valid? Entirely. I had been the Florence Nightingale of broken people. Patched them up, made them presentable, taught them how to dress, how to be loved. And where are they now? Off snogging someone else or selling protein shakes on Instagram. And me, alone, broke, broken, and currently using a heating pad as a cuddle replacement. But then, because life loves a twist, I started healing. Physically, emotionally, sort of spiritually. My physiotherapist said I'd never walk unaided again. I said, hold my wine spritzer. After 18 months of rehab, rage crying, and eating crisps while journaling angrily in pink ink, I could walk. I could drive. I could sort of twerk again. Progress. Since I couldn't work, I let my childhood mate, Uni, move in to help with the mortgage. She's the sort of person who owns multiple crystal balls and actually uses them. But still, she paid on time and didn't judge my snack habits. What really sent my anxiety into orbit, though, was being recently uncoupled from my wife of 10 years. 10. That's like 4.5 prime ministers. Now I was suddenly single in a world where love was mostly emojis and filtered selfies. Join the Blue app. Uni chirped over hummus one night. They've got lesbian groups and tarot chat rooms. Not wanting to become the first woman to spontaneously combust from loneliness, I caved. Creating my profile was chaos. First username idea, Hotmas Express, which was sadly taken. Then single Pringle Readin', but it made me sound like a snack mascot. Finally, I settled on Velvet Phantom 74. Sexy, mysterious, slightly allergic to dairy. It felt right. Within seconds, I got a message. Hi, beautiful. Wanna chat? Night Raven 901 reader. I panicked, then replied. What started as awkward small talk turned into daily chats. And then video calls with Ree. A woman with cheekbones carved by angels and the sarcasm level of a disgruntled barista. Suddenly, I wanted to live again. Possibly even shave my legs. Ree was confident, charming, and only slightly suspiciously perfect. Once cleared to drive, I asked her out. To Embers, a bar and grill with the best lobster rolls known to womankind. And slushies so strong, they could melt your will to remain celibate. Chapter 2, Blunts, Bites, and Backseat Bonding. We chatted for 5 hours. 5 hours. I hadn't talked to anyone that long since I found out my ex was cheating with her Pilates instructor. When the waitress gently told us they were closing, we shuffled outside into the night. Ree turned to me with her hazel eyes twinkling like trouble. You smoke? She asked. Do I look like I say no to anything these days? I replied, trying to act cool while worrying if my hair looked like a possum had nested in it. We relocated to a darker car park to avoid being arrested mid-chat. I went to sit up front, but she shouted, no, let's sit in the back. Which normally sounds like something a horror movie villain says, but I followed her anyway because women in leather jackets are my kryptonite. We climbed into the back seat, and she immediately launched herself over the armrest like a human torpedo. This was easier as a kid, she giggled. That's what she said, I blurted out because of my nerves. Then, in the middle of rolling a blunt, she looked up and said, you want to kiss me? And I did. Obviously. But when I leaned in, the woman bit me. On the lip. Like a sexy vampire with poor impulse control. Oh, are you dada okay? I like to bite, she smirked. I should have left right then, but instead I let her kiss me again, and this time, no lies, fireworks. Literal Catherine wheels inside my head. She was a Gemini, of course. While we smoked, Ree told me about her life. Husband walked out, toddler in tow, and now she was back living with her terrifyingly money-obsessed mother. Cue soft violin music and me cradling her like I was auditioning for a lesbian remake of The Notebook. Before I knew it, I was inviting her to move in with her child. I know. What's wrong with me? I once cried over a cracked wine glass, and now I'm housing a woman and her offspring after 6 months of backseat romance. But it felt right. And financially, we were golden. It was chapter 3, so uni was often off gallivanting at her. Girlfriends, places, leaving me and Ree plenty of room to get all up close and personal without an audience. Honestly, Ree turned out to be a bit of a kitchen wizard. Who is this woman, and how did she land in my chaotic little life? She had this caring vibe that somehow matched mine, which was scary and thrilling all at once. Not even my ex-wife made me feel like this, if I'm honest. And then there was Lucas, Rhea's 3-year-old tornado of a son. I was surprisingly smitten. I could imagine having these two around indefinitely. Shocking, I know. One day at the bus stop, waiting for Lucas, I caught the upstairs neighbor guy giving me that look, smirking like I owed him money or something. I gave him my best back off mate glare. Little did he know, lesbians get this kind of nonsense all the time from frustrated boys who can to get a date. I rescued Lucas from the bus like the responsible grown-up I wasn't entirely sure I was anymore. Since I was unemployed, I took on the full-time role of part-time superhero for this kid, dropping him off, picking him up, homework help, and all. Ree was pretty happy about saving on childcare, and I was happy to help because, well, someone had to. Then summer 2009 came rolling in, and an old job offer popped up on my radar. I nearly said no over an hour's commute, back in the monkey suit, plus I would be abandoning my newly minted childcare gig. But the money was staring at me, so I swallowed my pride and said yes. I've been a nurse for over a decade, and honestly, I love it. Sure, I get asked about becoming a doctor, but I always say, not everyone can be a doctor besides. Someone's got to keep the patients entertained, with a chuckle. I didn't just care for my patients, I adored them. Hearing I missed you was worth way more than any paycheck. So off I went, back to the grind. Chapter 4, Ree got her childcare sorted and switched jobs to line up with Lucas's school schedule. Meanwhile, I was getting home at the ungodly hour of 8:30 p.m. after work zombie mode fully activated. Shower, eat, collapse, repeat. Time flew, and before I knew it, Christmas was barreling toward us like an overexcited reindeer. I'd bought Lucas enough toys and clothes to open his own store. Wrapping presents one night, I was fully in Santa mode when Ree walked in. "Wow," she said, eyes wide. "You bought all this for my baby?" "Yes," I said, concentrating on the tape so I didn't cry right then and there. Ree got emotional. "Nobody's ever been this nice to us. I love you so much." "I love you too," I said, and she jumped in to help finish wrapping. Christmas came and went. Lucas was thrilled. New Year's Eve, I had to work, so uni stayed home with Ree and Lucas, keeping them entertained with movies. When I finally got home, I was greeted by mistletoe and a mug of warm brandy. Heaven in a cup, because I hate being cold and this brandy was liquid gold. Everyone seemed happy, so I went to shower. That's when I spotted Rhea's purse and phone left in the bathroom. I picked up the phone just as the messenger pinned a message from someone called Phoenix. "I love you. Can't wait to see you again," it said. Curious, I kept scrolling. Turns out Phoenix wasn't some random admirer. Rhea and Phoenix had known each other for years. And here I was, thinking I'd found the dream. I was furious. After everything, this was her thanks? I marked the messages as unread and pretended nothing was up. I called her before jumping in the shower. "Babe, you left your purse in here." She came rushing back, phone in tow, kissed me on the jaw, and left like nothing had happened. I let the hot water run cold as I cried. Who was this Ree? What else was she hiding?